Good evening, everyone. Do apologize for the brief delay. We're having a little technical issues on this side, but hopefully everyone is able to make it into the room. And we'll get started momentarily.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I apologize. I'm off camera because I was driving, had a late pickup with my kids from school. So I am a parent as well. But I do apologize. I'm still en route. But I did want to pull it to the side and have my community meeting. So thank you all for joining me this evening. And we will get started. Keith, is everybody in? Okay, perfect.
Yes, everybody's here.
Okay. And can you hear me okay? Because
Yes,
I
we
know I'm in the
can.
car.
Yep.
Okay, cool. This is just an overview of the committees and the work I've done and how long I've been on the school board. I always start with this unless we have new people who will attend the meeting. I won't go through this time, but I've been elected to the Board of Education representing District 5 since 2018. And I am really love serving, especially this area. Just a little historical background about this. My grandparents moved into the Collier Heights area in 1958. My grandparents, on my father's side, my paternal grandparents, both graduated from Booker T. Washington High School, and my maternal grandparents graduated from Booker T. Washington High School. And so growing up, I would always visit them in the Collier Heights area. And it's just a privilege to serve one of the areas that my grandparents helped to build the community. So I take that with a sense of a responsibility. And so I love the service I do on the board. And yes, I've been serving since 2018. With that being said, would love to give you all some updates. Speaking of District 5, I would like to acknowledge that our boys basketball team at the Thomas W. Dortch Junior Institute won the Class A D1 Boys Basketball Championship. So that is exciting for the school. I think this is the first championship they won. So I'm super excited. Me being a student athlete in high school and in college, I know how it is when you go to state and win. And this is a big accomplishment for those kids. And I'm just so excited for them. I know there's probably other updates, other sports teams that qualified for the semifinals in basketball. I know we had other teams within the district that won state. I think Midtown girls won swimming in state. So we're excited about our student athletes. And as Dr. Johnson say, like, this should be a school district that everybody want their student to attend, but also we have to have the best sports teams in Georgia. That's what we want. We want to be very competitive as well. So I just want to say that I'm super excited about these kids. The next update, Keith. Our district conversations regarding our strategic plan. This is one of the areas that I have to give credit to our board. And I'll shout out Aretta Baldwin and Katie Howard, who I asked to kind of oversee the push out of our community engagement sessions around our strategic plan. But more so, it's learning what is important to you as a community, as parents, as stakeholders, and bringing back your feedback, which is your vision, your values, that you see is important for the district, and we bring those back to the superintendent, and we use that information to help us craft what our goals should be as a board and the goals that should be as a district, and that helps guide the strategic plan that we're in a process of building for the entire district. So the next couple of sessions are listed as well, and so we will have the virtual sessions.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, and we'll do Jackson High School tomorrow at 6.
Okay, great. Thank
Yeah.
you. And then if you want to, find more information, there's the web link. I don't know if you want to drop it in the chat key so people
Yep,
can have it.
I'll drop it in for them.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, next slide. Oh, APS Swim Fest. Okay, I'm super excited about this. This is really led by board member Chivy Brooks. I'm excited that he spearheaded this initiative. It speaks volume when board members are like excited about different initiatives. So we will be hosting the first Swim Fest on March 29th at King Middle School. And it's really talking about water safety, making sure students understand and have the information they need regarding like water safety, but also swim lessons and CPR. And you're able to attain your certification. I think this is a really good initiative. There's going to be, a panel discussion, food giveaway. Is really bringing our community together in APS, and I'm super excited that he spearheaded this. Keith, thank you for your work on this. I know he talks about how you got a lot of this together, so thank you for that. And I look forward to this. I'm bringing my kids. I'm not swimming, but I'll bring my kids. So I say everybody just come on out, and I think this will be great. Okay, what we have coming up as well is our annual Student Wellness Expo. This is another exciting initiative. I just want to make sure you all are able to take part in some of these district initiatives. And that's one of the reasons I like to include them on our meeting. And so this will be taking place again. There's another event on March 29th at Toomer Elementary School, celebrates and explores adventures around nutrition. Nutrition is very important to our health, but also our social wellness and social and emotional wellness. So don't miss out on the student chef competition. I love to see our kids get innovative with their meals and different foods that they do. So this is very exciting. And I just say everybody just, if you can make it, come on, bring your kids. And, this is part of bringing the community back into the schools. So this is another great event. And then we have our World Language Department. World Language Day will be held on March 22nd, and it will be at Coretta Scott, CSK, Coretta Scott King Young Women Leadership Institute. And this event will celebrate multilingual enrichment and culture diversity within APS. I do believe in inclusion, and so this is another great opportunity, again, to bring our community back into our schools. Another great event. March is jam-packed with a lot of cool things going on in APS. Bring your kids, bring your family. Looking forward to this one as well. And then we have our council member. This is, I'm looking right at him. Antonio Lewis is hosting on March 15th. Has that passed? No, it hasn't. I'm sorry.
It's on Saturday.
Yeah, I was thinking like, dang, no, it's on Saturday. Please excuse me. It's been a long day. My days are going too fast. And this is a very very, sensitive, but more so awareness and event and initiative in our community. Um, it's a it's going to be held at Crawford Long Middle School in collaboration with Mothers Against Gang Violence. It's a community healing tour. We've had some challenges and unfortunate untimely deaths of students losing their lives to gun violence and gang violence. And so this is an opportunity for us to come together to empower each other and really have true, honest dialogue around, this, but also um, be able to have obtain resources if anyone need help or just support. I really truly thank Council Member Lewis for putting this on, and so that will be held on Saturday, March 15th. And we had some successful breakfasts with the board, and I'm want to give a shout out to Keith and Dr. CT, who really spearhead this breakfast with the board. The breakfast with the board is an opportunity for us to talk to our middle school and high school students what's important to them. And this has been a truly great experience for board members to understand what the kids' experience is in our school district to help us craft and support them in different ways as we're making decisions on the top level, but we serve students in the school. So being able to have their feedback is unbelievable. We've met with so many great students, just really, 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 really good conversations. And I truly enjoy this part of what we do. But this is just an update on the schools that we had in District 5, and then some of the hot topics that it's been. As you can see, student well-being and mental health, equity and opportunities and resources, school safety and discipline, career and college readiness, engagement and I'm sorry, student engagement and school culture. Those has been like the topics that or the conversation that's been driven around from the kids in these areas. So it helped us when we go back and meet with our administration and work with Dr. Johnson to really hone in some of the things that are important to the students so we can make sure that we meet them where they are. And so this is one of our signature events. Keith is what I call the innovator behind this, to make it go, put the wheels on it to get it done. And so thank you for pushing this out. And that's something that we will continue to do. And that is all my updates for District 5 right now. We held our board meeting, every first Monday of the month, except for March. I mean, not March, April. April is a little different because we have spring break. So it will be the second Tuesday, I believe, of April where our next board meeting will be. But we have our committee meeting starting on the 19th, which is March 19th, which is policy review committee meeting. And then audit and budget is on the 20th of March. So if you're not busy and want to zoom in on those meetings, you're more than welcome to. They're on YouTube for recording, and we do offer public comment at the committee meetings, but our next board meeting will be the second Tuesday in April, right after spring break. And so if you want to get in contact with me, this is my information here. Other than that, those are my updates for District 5. And if we have any questions, I'll be happy to take those questions at this time.
All right, thank you, Board Chair Mitchell, for your updates, and good evening, APS stakeholders, and welcome to District 5 community meeting for the month of March. Board Chair Mitchell is ready, along with some of our APS administration, to engage directly with you guys. And so, as we do for all of our meetings, if you do have any questions, concerns, or just want to simply provide any feedback to us, just please raise your hand so we can place you into the queue. And we will call on you as we see you pop up on the screen. Board Chair
Sorry,
Mitchell,
I
if
have
we
a
don't see
question,
any
but I
hands, that
can't
means you did
raise.
great.
I have a question, but I can't raise my hand.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't see you. Let's see. But you have the floor. You got it, Miss
Hi, I'm sorry about
Miss
that.
Natasha. Okay, I see you.
Yes, good evening to you, and thank you for hosting. I'm not sure if you have any information yet. It's in regards to the budget for the school year, the upcoming school year. And my
Mhm,
question is, I know there are a lot of good initiatives that the superintendent wants to put in place surrounding teacher pay. And
mhm.
I I do live in the city of Atlanta and I work as a teacher as well. So my question is any of that impacting our taxes, our city, our school taxes? And if you can speak a little bit about that, how it might impact it or not, if you are able to speak about it at this point.
So let me make sure I understand what you're saying. You want to know what's taking place with the budget, will it impact your property taxes?
That's correct. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so the school district don't have any influence on the property taxes. That's go through Fulton County. They assess your property taxes. They assess your property and determine what you would pay. What we get is what the county determine your property taxes are. So that comes to the district. Now, how does that impact your property taxes, our budget? Well, I don't think it impacts your property tax. I think more so, how are we as a district being financially responsible with the money, that the funds and the revenue generated from property tax, and how we utilize that as a district with these different initiatives and curriculum and all of the things that we have. And so what we do as a board, we determine what the goals are going to be for the district through the strategic plan based on the needs and areas, and we allocate funding for those priorities. So that's how your tax dollars are being impacted on how we utilize them within the district. That could be teacher pay raise. That could be, um, you know, making sure that we allocated money for our literacy rollout, funding for our literacy rollout through the science of reading. That could be athletics. That could be a lot of different things that that we receive um, property tax funding, money for to do all these different things. But I don't think that because we're doing these initiatives as a district, I don't think it doesn't impact or your property taxes of the increase or decrease that's determined by the county, what you pay in property taxes.
Okay, thank you. If there's no other question, may I ask one more question?
Yes.
We do have one person with their hand up, but you can ask this follow up, and then we'll move to him.
Thank you. And my last question is there any word around the deficit that the school district faces? Is there a plan in place yet, or is that still being decided?
We're working a plan now. Dr. Johnson, our CFO and administration, they're making the cuts that are needed to um, really hone in on bringing down that deficit. So we're tightening up all areas, all budgets, and all departments. We are looking through and assessing what we have, what we need versus what we want, and making those hard decisions based on what is needed for the students, for the district as a whole. So that process is ongoing. I know, the a lot of the spending started, in 2021 when we were receiving a lot of ESSER funds, but that wasn't sustainable. We're not no longer getting those funds, so we really have to evaluate, you know, what is the priority and the need of the district and hold true to that. And we're making the right adjustments as you speak now. And so as we're in budget cycle, we will have those discussions. And I do ask that you do attend the budget commission meeting on March 20th at 12 p.m. That'll give you a deeper dive and a deeper understanding of what we're doing around the $100 million deficit.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Our next speaker is JD Graham.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. I have a question. Well, three questions. The first one is, um, what is the turnaround time for responding to emails? Is there something in place for Atlanta Public Schools?
And I don't know. We get tons of emails all day long, and I would say I was like
Mm.
that my email for a week and a half, and I'm still catching up. So I don't know what the turnaround. I mean, we have Let's Talk, and when Let's Talk gets the email, it's routed differently to us, so we don't have to filter through all the emails. So I would say, if you want to send something that get it to us a little bit more urgently, you can go through Let's Talk because there's a follow-up metrics. There's a follow-up for like getting a response. There's a reminder versus not having a reminder to get filter through all those emails.
So does that apply to all Atlanta Public employees? I mean, I know
So all
you are an elected officer, but
yeah. So all Atlanta public schools, if I'm certain that we do use Let's Talk, and that helps us to streamline and to get responses faster through that because it has an alert, it has a follow up, it keeps you on track. So if we have a link, our Let's Talk link is associated with our email address. So I can't tell you what the turnaround time is to responding to emails. I mean, especially with the board, if you're talking about the board, like we're not at the board office every day. The board is not our full-time job, so we get to it when we can, but the administration normally responds a little bit faster than, the going through the board members if you're not going through Let's Talk.
okay. Well, I'm speaking in reference to you. I sent you several emails. You responded to two. And then you suggested that if I would meet with you and Dr. Johnson. When I stated that I met with Dr. Johnson, I had the pleasure of meeting with Dr. Johnson and Travis. There was no other response. I sent you an email after I went to Aretta's meeting and I asked if two other people could join the meeting and you still have not responded yet. So I'm just
Mhm.
trying to figure out, and that was like over a week ago.
Yeah, and I was locked out my email about a week and a half, so I'm still trying to catch up on that. My emails wouldn't, would it was not popping up in my emails. Like I had tech issues. I had to get a new phone, and they were working on my computer yesterday so I can get these emails. So that was a week and a half. So I apologize. I couldn't respond right away. I'm still trying to filter through all the emails that came in within the week and a half, and I will definitely search your email address and get back with you. I know that you did meet with Dr. Johnson, that you mentioned about your concerns with the schools. And that is the right person to meet with because he is in charge of the administration. So I will get with Katie. I'm sorry, it's not Katie, it's Ken and Aretta, who you mentioned you were at their meeting, and see when we all three can meet with you. So we have to pin down a time. So I will follow back up with you, and Keith, could you kind of monitor that and make sure
Yeah.
we get that scheduled.
Yep, and I was just gonna offer. I know we was having some technical difficulties on your end with your emails, but I do want her to know that even though you have not received a response yet, we are still you are top priority. We do have you in the queue to definitely try to schedule time. It's just us trying to just get schedules together to make to find a common time and date that works to definitely schedule this meeting for you. But as board chair mentioned that we do know you had met with Dr. Johnson, who is a person that can definitely address those concerns that you have. But we definitely want to make sure that we get you in front of board members who have also agreed to meet with you. We just got to find that common date and time to make that happen. And so I'll definitely be in the loop. We're definitely just trying to get that schedule for you.
Okay, so I'll be waiting. The next question is, you said in your when you were going over your overview, you said meeting students where they are. So, and this is part of the concern that I have, is if you're working in middle school, but your students are on second and third grade level, but in actuality, you're expecting the teachers to teach on sixth grade level to teach those skills, but you're not meeting the students where they are, because if they're on third and second grade level, how can you teach sixth grade math or anything, especially if they're non-readers? So You said
For my
meeting students where they are.
Yeah, so when I say meeting students where they are, I'm talking about academically, which you just raised. From my understanding, we have kids in our system that are not on their grade level in reading. What the board did and what I led is a literacy policy to address that. We had a literacy presentation around where we are and what resources and supports that are being rolled out to the schools to help with that those situations with certain students that are not on grade level. From my understanding, there's supposed to be interventionists that are working with them while they're in school to kind of catch them up, whether it's literacy or numeracy. That's my understanding. But I'm not involved with the day-to-day inside the schools because that's not what we do as a governing school board. But that is something I can go back and ask Dr. Johnson, kind of, can you walk me through what is taking place to ensure that the students are getting the support that they need?
Okay. And my last question is, I'm just concerned, and I know you really don't have too much control over it because the email went out, and I guess people just decided not to join the meeting. I was on with Aretta, as I stated before, and the numbers were much higher um, than your meeting. So I know when you were running for office for this position, how did you get the people to come out, to log on, and to engage, to hear you, to elect you? How did you get them to come to the meetings? I'm just trying to see what you can do to get more people on.
Yeah, so it fluctuates. Um, Sometimes I have 50 people, sometimes I have 80 people, sometimes I have 10 people. It just depends. So it fluctuates a lot. This might not be the best night for a lot of people. I
So
don't
then
know.
have you considered making some changes so that everybody can get the information that's extremely important? Because I don't think a lot of parents really know what's going on in the actual school building. I know that you all meet, you talk about the strategies and things that you want to implement, and all that stuff is beautiful on paper and it's documentation and it's just wonderful. But actually, what really goes on in the building? Really? Because we're failing, the students are they're failing the students. And again, I have nothing in this. My daughter is a graduate of Woodward Academy, 12 years. My daughter had just completed law school. She works for an oil company. But I'm here and I go into the buildings because I'm concerned. I enjoy teaching. I still have a passion for it. So I'm an advocate for all children.
And if I could, Board Chair Mitchell, just respond. So I do know you had a concern about the turnout for the meeting tonight, but if you could also assist us, so we do record these and place them on our YouTube channel
Mhm.
for parents and stakeholders to just go back and watch them. And so I would definitely, after this meeting, I'll send it out to everyone just so you can share it as well with your with your stakeholders as well, and definitely help us spread the word. But Board Chair Mitchell and other board members have definitely vowed to host these meetings monthly, and so we'll continue to spread the word. But when stakeholders are able to engage, they will definitely engage with us, and so. But yes, we will definitely do our best to just make sure that more stakeholders are engaged in our meetings.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Keith.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And the other thing I will say is, like, if I have my monthly meeting, it's not able to attend, sometimes I'll get a group of parents ask me to come to their communities and I will meet with them directly. So it doesn't have to be in this setting. It could be in different, there's different opportunities for me to keep engaging because I do get called to my neighborhood association. I meet with them. Sometimes I'll pop in my MPUs or I go to other neighborhood association meetings. It's different ways. So I just do this one monthly meeting just to bring everybody together. If
Okay,
they
so it's like
make
what I'm asking, to meet with you and others. Okay, okay, great.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Hey, Royce, how are you?
Hey, doing well, Keith. I just have a quick question for both you and for Board Chair Mitchell. Um, Related to the breakfast with the board, I love that initiative. It seems like that's been super successful. Also with the Student Advisory Council, I was wondering, have there been any efforts specifically to sort of track that input and how it's being implemented in policy and share that back out with students? Because I think that would be really, really impactful to see sort of where that input is actually being included.
Yes, we do. We actually track them. So as you know, every year we invite board members and superintendent senior cabinets out to introduce new recommendations that came out of the breakfast with the board events, and then each year that the new council is responsible for the carry out of those. But we do have a document that pretty much lists all of the recommendations and to give a status report about what has been accomplished, what is in progress, and what is still may be outstanding. And so there is a report that we have that we can share, as well as we record all of our meetings that is also on the YouTube channel. So students can also see, just hear what was discussed during our general body meetings. But yes, to your point, yes, our goal is to definitely, then also what we've started doing this year is putting out this Student Advisory Council Chronicles newsletters that also highlights a lot of the great things that are happening throughout the school buildings, through our student government association and the Student Advisory Council. So those have been a few ways that we've tried to, communicate and highlight the things that the students are working on, throughout the school year. But yes, we do have a document that shows status updates from that.
Awesome. I'll follow up with you to get that document.
Okay. Okay. Shoot me an email. I definitely send it over. All right. Anyone else? All right. Seeing none. So Board Chair Mitchell, I will turn it back over to you to offer some closing remarks and give people back a little bit, 19 minutes of their time on a Wednesday evening. If that we have no other questions or concerns or feedback.
Yeah, not a problem. First of all, thank you all for your time this afternoon. I'm sorry, this evening. And I'll know how to reach me. Email issues resolved. I look forward to seeing you back next month, and I'll get that time and date out soon. But I do highly recommend that you all attend the committee meetings, the policy review, the budget, and the audit meeting next week. That'll give you a lot of details around what we're doing around the budget. And then also we have our monthly board meeting, which will be the second Tuesday of April as well. But until then, I will see you next time.